Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the fourth part of Awake. And this is the fourth chapter, Blood of Innocence. So, you sitting comfortably? Good. Then I'll begin. Mitch was in St. Peter's Hospital running down the corridors with his coat flapping behind him like a cape. He barged into a room and went over to the bed. He could see the patient had a nasty cut along his neck, presumably caused by a knife. Hello, I am Inspector Mitch Crosby. I'm the policeman here to interview you. He signalled to the nurse. That's okay, go right ahead. The nurse got up and walked out of the room. Okay, this is nothing personal, just a few routine questions. Okay? Name, John Blake. Age, 54. Occupation, I'm a senior sales consultant. Where were you when this happened? It was an early day and I was walking to the Exeter building. Can you tell me your version of what happened? This teenage boy was holding a knife against a man's throat, and then there was somebody else lying lifelessly on the ground. I took my phone out and I was going to call the police, but the boy saw me and I panicked and started to run. I don't know what happened to the hostage, but the boy got behind me and cut my throat, and then knocked me out. Next thing I knew, I woke up here. Okay, John, thank you for your time. Mitch closed his notebook and walked out of the room. Shadow and Gratty were standing outside a TV showroom which was showing the news at 10. Good evening. We have some breaking news. The police have investigated a murder case which has happened in the business district. David Tucker is at the scene. Thank you. Yes, I am. Right at the scene of the crime. At 8:30 a.m., police received a phone call describing a man lying on the floor dead. Police determined his cause of death was a cut along the carotid artery. Only one witness has come forward. A Mr. John Blake has pleaded his case to police. His reporter has seen two teenagers killing the victim. Okay, back to you in the studio. Gratty and Shadow turned away and walked off. I thought we dealt with him. Obviously not, but the police will be on the lookout for us now. We need to be careful. Oh, don't worry, sis. They didn't get a description of us. All we need to do is pretend we don't exist. Everybody pretends that. Gratty gave a sad smile and walked off. John Blake woke suddenly and sat up. The curtain to the window was not closed, and the moonlight poured into the room. He looked around and saw a blonde girl and a tall teenage boy leering at him. He flinched as he heard the sound of a dog barking. Shut her up! The boy whispered harshly, and smiled at John. Hey, I know you! Before John could finish, he saw a knife protrude into his chest. The girl held a buzzer up and pressed it. They won't be able to save you, she whispered. Come on, let's go. The dog barked one more time, and he walked quickly through the hospital, past the dead night receptionist, and through the doors into the night air. How did the interview go? Sarah asked carefully. Mitch sighed and shook his head. Oh, not that great. All I found out was the culprits are teenagers. But there are loads of teenagers everywhere. He didn't give us an accurate enough description. I don't think it'll be easy to find them. Mitch's radio cracked into life. Mitch, this is Milton. Get down to my office immediately. Mitch rolled his eyes and left his office. Mitch, what the hell do you think you're playing at? I gave you direct orders to leave the murder case alone. What do? You pranced along and questioned the victim. Sir, I believe these cases may be linked. It's not good enough. You're off the murder case. Sarah will take over the case of the bombing at the hospital and prescribe you 3 months rest. Don't come in for your own health. Starts tomorrow. Mitch stood up and stormed out of the office. He was fuming. He ran back into his office and slammed the door. He looked up at Sarah. Did you tell Milton about an interview? Sarah nodded. Why? I'm out of a job now. I'm sorry, but it's for your own benefit. You have become overly obsessed with this case. I was just trying to help. So? What do you want me to do in return? Bow down and kiss your feet. You didn't help! Mitch shook his head and walked out of the office. Sarah sighed. She knew that anybody who knows Mitch knows he's extremely sensitive and also how one-dimensional arrogant he is. This morning, Shadow was sitting up, looking at Gratty, who was also awake. Shadow quietly arose and crept away. Gratty sighed. She knew that her brother tried to wake up early, so he could beg that little bit of extra money. She sighed and picked up her begging cup and put it in front of her. As she heard the first clink of money, she wondered how long Shadow would be gone for, and if he would come back with the extra money they so desperately needed. So now, Shadow's not gone for long. Hey Gratty, I've got a surprise for you, but it would probably be better if you opened it somewhere private. Gratty nodded and Shadow helped her up. Gratty picked up Bliss's leash and then walked off. Shadow led his sister down an alleyway and stopped. Okay, sis, take this. Gravity took it. She let her hand see for it. Wrapping paper? It's a present! Shadow smiled. Go on, open it. Gravity excitedly tore off the paper and felt around the edges. It's a book! She put her fingers down to the cover and started to feel all over the bumps and ridges. Darkness. A griffin story full of suspense and terror. When I finished, I went straight back to the start. The Daily Telegraph. Written by Mark Gilbert. She flipped to the back and started reading the blurb. Darkness and prison. Two things everybody's scared of. Why mustn't those two fears combined? In this thrilling novel, discover what it's like to experience your worst days and try to discover the bigger mystery that's going on. Oh, Shadow, it sounds brilliant. Happy birthday, Gravity. Mitch raised the bottle to his lips once again and let the liquid trickle down his chin. It did not take him long to be laid off. He started drinking heavily. Out of nowhere, he heard the doorbell ring, bringing him out of his drunken fantasy. He forced himself off the sofa and staggered over to the door. Sarah was standing on the other side. What are you doing here? Milton sent me here. What does that son of a bitch want now? He wanted me to talk to you. He said we should just drop the hospital bomb and stick to the murder case, and he wants you back on the job. Mitch shrugged casually. How do I start? When do I start? Sorry. How about tomorrow? Mitch nodded. Sarah disdainfully grabbed the bottle out of his hand and threw it in the bin. Hey, Sarah, I know I'm not at my best, but if I tidy up, you want to go with me to dinner tonight? Sarah sighed. Yeah, I like that. You can get me on the radio. I best be going back to the office now. I'll see you tonight. Mitch parked his car outside Sarah's block of flats and went up to her apartment. He completely sobered up. Now he was wearing a rented tuxedo and was very proud of it. Nervously, he knocked on Sarah's door, without much waiting to open. Wow, Mitch thought as he looked at Sarah, who was wearing a vintage low-cut black dress. You ready for dinner? Sarah, where are we going? I was thinking of L'Amour there. Wow, that place is expensive. Don't worry, I'm a little saver. Sarah smiled and started walking down the stairs. Mitch and Sarah sat next to the window of a Virgin Cuba Libre each. I'm not letting you drink wine. We'll turn you back into an alcoholic, she put it. They'd ordered the Saumon Tartare and the Mayonnaise for starters. Why did you invite me here, Mitch? To celebrate me getting my job back, Mitch replied casually. Such a bad lie. Very sweet, but I can't let anything happen. Milton fires. Bugger Milton. Mitch leant in and started lightly kissing Sarah. Sarah leant back a bit surprised, but then started to lean inwards, enjoying it. She suddenly turned away. I'm sorry, but it just seems a bit too public to do that. What? This restaurant's started in Paris. This is your laugh. Yeah, but it's still too public. If you want, we'll go to my apartment after dinner. Mitch nodded. I like that. The waiter set the meals down. Bon appetit. Good morning, Gravity. Today we're going to see an old friend of mine. Do you remember Cameron? Gravity shook her head. He's my old school friend. He's a lot older than me, but he's managed to get a good job, and he's always bailed us out. I don't remember him. He's a rough, gravelly voice. Shadow knew Gravity was quite sensitive to different voices. Oh, yes. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Shadow nervously knocked on Cameron's door. A pretty brunette woman opened it. Hi, I'm Shadow, and this is my sister Gravity. Is Cameron here? Oh, yes. Cameron said you'd be coming. He's right through it. Come inside. I'm Melissa, Cameron's fiancée. Wow, what a lovely dog. What's her name? It's Bliss. Don't worry, she's fully house-trained. Shadow stepped through the doorway, followed by Gravity. He stepped through another doorway to find himself in a rather cozy-looking lounge. He suddenly noticed a young brown-haired man enter the room. Hi, Shadow. Oh, all right, Cameron. Yeah, I'm just cooking dinner at the moment. I decided to make a roast. Do either of you want to wash or anything while it cooks? Shadow turned to Gravity. Sis, do you want to go first? Gravity nodded. I'll take her up there, Melissa offered. Yeah, fine, Shadow agreed. Gravity held out her hand, and Melissa took it and started leading her off. But I'm really surprised by how well Melissa is taking Gravity's blindness. Usually people freak out or get scared. Cameron shrugged and smiled quietly. Melissa's sister was blind herself. I suppose she is used to this. Wow, that was a brilliant dinner, Cameron, Shadow said, rubbing his stomach. Cameron smiled modestly. Gravity, you're all done. I can break your hair if you like. Gravity nodded. Melissa stood up and went over to her. I'm sure you're beautiful eyes. Can you open them for me? Can you do that for me? Gravity is very sensitive about her eyes and people looking at him. He can always react very politely when they see him. Shadow, I don't mind. My sister's blind. I know what she's going through. Sis, up to you. Gravity nervously smiled and hesitantly opened her eyes. Melissa smiled back and looked into them. She jumped back and started screaming. Gravity turned away and shut them. Karen quickly came into the room and went over to comfort Melissa. Look, I think you should go. There are bags by the front door with everything you need. Shannon nodded and walked out. He picked up the bags and opened the door. Excuse me. He gave us £200 and some fresh clothes. Gravity smiled quietly. Oh, let's just hope nobody's taken our spot. Shadow joked. Shadow and Gravity were in their spot eating sandwiches. They talked about it and decided the money would last longer if they had not blown it out on a big restaurant meal. Gravity viciously bit into a sandwich. Shadow frowned. Anything okay, sis? I'm going to kill her. There's no need to react like that. Oh, don't worry about it. She's just shocked, that's all. No, I'm going to kill her. Gravity stood up and stormed. Well, folks, that's the end of the 4th chapter. Join me next time for Tears of Poison, Chapter 5. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you then.